So, a few months ago, I was cleaning out my closet and I found a few monster truck things from my childhood I had completely forgotten about. Like these posters I made, this plush truck I got at my first Monster Jam event, and these monster truck trading cards. I also found my old iPad. I don't remember why I buried this thing away, and it's probably been at least 8 years since I've turned it on. So, of course, I found a charger.
Bruh.
Oh yeah, one of these chargers. And I plugged it in, waiting to see if it would still power on. Sure enough, it came on and I was instantly hit with a tidal wave of flashbacks from middle school when my biggest worries in life were Clash of Clans and purchasing this $15.8 million private island in the Florida Keys. But then I noticed something I hadn't thought about in a long time. The Monster Jam Now app. I've heard there's no known screenshots or recordings of this app out there, meaning it's basically been lost to time. That is, until now. So, let's explore it. Quick note before we start, screen recording was not available on iPad until iOS 11 was released. Because this iPad is 12 years old, it only goes up to iOS 9. Since I can't truly screen record, I'll switch between external recordings of the screen and screenshots. This is the best I could do given the limitations of old technology, and I hope you guys still enjoy. The Monster Jam app was developed by CrowdTorch and released in the App Store and Google Play in early 2013. Feld Entertainment, the owners of Monster Jam, released it in conjunction with an app for Monster Energy Supercross, another Feld property. It appears it was originally called the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam app, which was tweaked to Monster Jam Now by the 2014 season. Along with the name change, a new graphics package and a transition from the Advanced Auto Parts red and yellow theming to the 2014 purple theming were introduced for the 2014 season. The app was only developed for smartphones. You could install it on an iPad, but that worsened the graphics since it was designed to be displayed on a smaller screen. Since I have it on an iPad, it's gonna look a little weird. And also, the app only works in vertical mode, which also isn't ideal for making this video. Upon opening the app, you're greeted with the title screen and an error message saying the app can't update. You're then brought to the home screen, known as the timeline. I think I remember this being loaded with news, tickets, and World Finals info, but currently sits empty. Pressing the menu reveals the 22 different things you can explore within the app. It also displays a countdown to World Finals 15, which has been slowly ticking away for over 10 years at this point. That gives a clue that this app probably wasn't updated after March 2014. Anyway, let's look at the features this app has. The full schedule tab is pretty self-explanatory, but currently sits devoid of any content. At one point, you were able to mark events as My Events, and I think those showed up on the timeline too. The World Finals tab was a direct link to the World Finals page on Monster Jam's website. It still takes you to Monster Jam's website, but it gives you an error. News is also self-explanatory, but similar to the timeline, it brings up an error message and an empty page. Results, TV schedule, videos, and shop all bring up the same error message and blank page as well. The Monster Jam Trucks tab is the first one that still properly works, although the image of each truck doesn't display. It's loaded with truck bios, which appear to be copy and paste from the Monster Jam website at the time. If you really wanted to learn about a specific truck, there was a search function you could use. I noticed a few quirks in some of the bios, like Advanced Auto Parts being very shoddily removed from Grinder's bio. Interestingly, many new trucks for 2014, like FS1 Cletus and New Earth Authority, had bios, but some trucks that had already been running for a few years with Monster Jam, like Mountaineer and Illuminator, appear to be missing. Moving on, FAQ brings up answers to questions that first-timers or casual fans might have before attending an event. And honestly, there's nothing all that interesting here. Photos gives another error message, but appears to have linked directly to Monster Jam's Instagram. Monster Jam Game also redirects to a 404 error on the Monster Jam website. At one point, this probably linked to info about Monster Jam's As Big As It Gets mobile game, which itself was eventually removed from the App Store as well. Alright, now we get to the fun part. Everything we've seen so far was information you could have found on Monster Jam's website at the time, but that's not the case with the next two. Alright, let's try the Monster Jam photo booth. Let's see what this is about. Welcome to the photo editor. You may only place one frame per image. Place stickers can be moved, resized, and rotated using one finger. Got it. Oh, alright, I need to get a picture. Alright. Alright, let's try this. So, okay, crop. Alright, so there's stickers, Captain's Curse, Crush Cars, Gravedigger, Max D, Monster Mutt, Zombie, Mohawk Warrior. Alright. Alright, pretty much what I expect, I guess. And there's only one frame, As Big As It Gets. You know what? I kind of wanna use the frame on this one. Yeah, I feel like the Mona Lisa is it's like the world's most famous painting. It's gotta be, right? Well, Gravedigger is the most famous monster truck out there. I think that's a combo. name it. How about this? Mona Jam. Can I email it? And send. And actual size. Absolutely. Yeah, I never got that email. Alright, I'm going to do one more. This time with Obama. Let's make him a Monster Jam fan. What truck would Obama like? How about this? Let's do the Mohawk. Let's see, maybe tilt to the side a little bit. That's as big as it goes. And then let's do... And let's do the Monster Jam logo too. Perfect. So perfect. So I think you get the point. I think they were going for something like Snapchat. And even though this falls way short by modern standards, I can maybe see how this was cool 11 years ago. Alright, let's go ahead and do trivia. This is honestly the part I'm looking the most forward to. Welcome to the trivia brought to you by UTI. Test your knowledge of all things Monster Jam. Yes. Which Monster Jam truck has the largest fleet? Gravedigger? Oh god, there's 90 questions? Bruh. What are the hair follicles that make up the Mohawk on Mohawk Warrior made out of? Oh, I never even thought about that. Steel rods? No. Car wash bristles? Maybe. Plastic rods? Maybe. Not spaghetti. I want to say car wash bristles. Yes, sir. Which Monster Jam truck was the first to successfully complete a backflip in competition? Competition Nitro Circus, which isn't an answer. In competition. See, Son of a Digger was an encore. Max D, that was an encore at World Finals too. Avenger, I think Kohler was kind of late to the party, if I remember right. It's obviously not Iron Warrior. Man, it should be Nitro Circus. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess they thought Son of a Digger. No. All right, Max D. Okay, they were probably thinking about this, which I wouldn't consider to be a true backflip, but fair enough. There were some weird questions thrown in the mix, but overall the trivia was fun. If you want to go through the entire trivia section and play along with me, I made a separate video for that, which is linked in the description. I scored 70 out of 90, and I challenge you guys to beat me. Moving on, Wallpapers brings up 4 iPhone 5 backgrounds, and pressing on it says they download successfully, but I was never able to find them in photos. Special Offers is basically an advertisement for Monster Jam fan engagement and other Feld Entertainment properties. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google Plus all link to Monster Jam's page on each platform. And for those too young to remember, Google Plus was an attempt by Google in the early 2010s to make a social media site. It never really caught on and became a meme before it was shut down a few years later. Back to the app, the Monster Jam Weekly tab takes you to a newsletter sign-up form. Beyond that, all that's left is the settings, where you can send feedback to the developers. And well, that's it. When I originally downloaded the Monster Jam app, I remember being unimpressed and thinking it was just Monster Jam's website in app form. I'm honestly surprised I never deleted it. After revisiting this over a decade later, I still feel the same way. Like I said, nearly every feature in the app was on Monster Jam's website at the time. Some features even linked straight to the website. Aside from the photo booth, trivia, and Scott Douglas's World Finals odds, there really wasn't much exclusive to the app. Since any device that could run this app could also show the Monster Jam website, why would anyone use this? I left the developers with my thoughts and started to think, what would I rate this app? All in all, I'll give Monster Jam now 1 star for the trivia, a half star for the photo booth, and a half star for everything else, for a total of 2 stars. It just doesn't seem to have a distinct purpose, and I'm surprised Feld Entertainment spent the money to develop it. Obviously, Monster Jam isn't the only live event property to have an app. The NBA, MLB, and NFL all launched their apps in the late 2000s, and NASCAR followed suit a few years later. Looking at these apps, the main features seem to be live scoring, news, highlights, and live streaming with a paid subscription. If Monster Jam could have incorporated some of these features into their 2013 app, technology permitting of course, I think it could have been more successful. In addition, I've had the idea for Fantasy Monster Jam in my head for a few years, and I think this would work well in app form. Just like fantasy football, let people create their own leagues and build their own Monster Jam team. I'm thinking each team could have 3 stadium drivers, 3 arena drivers, and an international driver, plus 2 bench spots. Teams play each other every weekend from the start of the season until World Finals, and the team with the best record after World Finals wins the season. In addition, you could have bracket competitions similar to March Madness for World Finals and stadium events. There would be a bunch of quirks and what-ifs to work out, but I think something like this could work and would totally increase fan engagement. But does Monster Jam really need an app? I don't know. It sounds cool, but maybe there's not a market for this kind of thing. Regardless, there was clearly room for improvement with the Monster Jam Now app, and I'm confident these ideas could have made it more successful. Normally, I like to end these videos by looking at the bigger picture within the monster truck industry. But honestly, I don't have anything like that for this video. Monster Jam released an app, it failed within a year or so, and a decade later, I stumbled upon its remains and made this garbage with it. That's pretty much the whole story. I'm sending that iPad off for recycling, so who knows. If no one else out there still has this app on an old device, the Monster Jam Now app may have finally been laid to rest. I'm curious what you guys think about this app, especially if you remember using it when it came out. Do you guys think it's as pointless as I do, or do you see some redeeming value in it? This was a really fun video to make, as it brought back a lot of nostalgia, plus I love lost media content. Even though a majority of the app didn't work as originally intended, I hope you guys still enjoyed. If you want to watch more of my monster truck documentaries, check out this playlist, which is linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out, guys. So, I also have that old monster truck destruction app on this iPad too. I think I'll do level 12, that looks like fun. Man, I haven't done this in so long. Alright. Alright, how'd I do? I lost! Oh, alright, video's over.